What up? We making a soulful dinner, okay? Cook with me. Let's do it. So I'm doing a greens and cabbage mix. This is my first time. I've been seeing it, and I love both of them. So I'm like, let me do that. Let me put them together too. Then, so rinse it off however you do it. I do mine in the sink. I clean my sink out first, and, soak it. I soak mine in water and vinegar, old fashioned. And then I take it out of that after I done soaked it for a while and chop it up however I do it, and I just strain it out. Just strain anything, any little pieces or whatever is gonna come out, I just strain it out. So here, I cut some bacon up, I cut some onion up, and I cut some red pepper up for this cabbage greens. I don't know what to call it yet, so greens, cabbage greens, whichever one sound better. So I cut it up for that, and we're gonna get started on that bacon first. So that's actually what I'm cooking now. It's like right after I chopped that, I went ahead and threw that in the pan, and we just started cooking that. Okay, we as in me. Sorry, I started cooking that. So you see, I'm cutting my red pepper up. So once you get that bacon looking how you want it to look, that's when you're gonna toss the veggies in. Now this pot was a little too big for me, so you'll see in the video that I end up switching to a smaller pan because I just want to be close and personal. The big pot was unnecessary. I wasn't making a really huge batch, so I just switched the pans just to so I can make sure it's cooking thoroughly. Then once I got those veggies and everything rendered like soft, basically, I start adding in my greens and my cabbage batch by batch. So I filled it up, and then I put the top on it and let it render down more. Also, we doing this on like a medium heat. Medium high, medium. You don't want your stuff to burn, so do not cook this on a high heat. I'm gonna leave that up to you what temperature you want to use, but I'd use like a medium. So after that rendered down, I just kept adding it in. That's all this process was. So here, over salt your boiling water for your noodles. I'm using a different I'm doing something totally different with my mac and cheese this time. I've never done it this way, but I was so impressed with the difference. So I put that butter in those noodles at first after they got done. Then this is me adding that sour cream. Now I've seen people do this, and I was skeptical at first. I was a skeptic. I'm a believer now. Sour cream on your noodles. Do that. Like, it's not a game. It's gonna take it to the next level. But you gotta be skeptical first, because like I said, I was like that too. I kept hearing people saying, add some sour cream, add that sour cream. Yes. Then I added some black pepper and some garlic powder to the noodles too. So I basically seasoned the noodles. Like that's the difference. I never did that before. This is how I look. So let's get started on the cheese sauce. Okay, my favorite part. So I always say, I use whole wheat flour. That's why it's brown. I don't use regular flour. My mom put me on some whole wheat flour a long time ago, and I just been hooked ever since. Like, I don't really know what the difference is, but I like it better though. Like, I don't know. So I added only milks I used I used regular milk, and I used a little bit of heavy cream because I only had a little bit left in the house. So I used more milk than heavy cream. So get you some half and half or something. That might work better. So I added first some triple cheddar cheese. And I added a little too much cheese to the point where I had to add more liquid. So if you ever in this, little pickle, if you ever have that problem, basically go and just add more liquid. If you add too much cheese, because I want mine, you want it to be cheesy, but you also don't want it to be too thick. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to dry out, or, you see, it's getting a little too thick. So this process, you'll see me just, adding more liquids as time goes. Once I start seeing it was thickening up, I added milk, I added heavy cream. Those are only two I used, and the heavy cream, not a lot at all. Not a lot. But that's your preference. You can use all heavy cream if you want. This is the consistency I wanted. I wanted it to be, just a little more juicy. Not too thick, not too juicy. Just a happy medium. So, here, I seasoned with black pepper, garlic powder, Creole seasoning, and a little thing of seasoning salt. Just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, get out a mix and taste it, please. Everything needs to be tasted as you go, because if it ain't tasting right, you ain't gonna be happy in the end. That's why it's important as you just taste every step of the way. Okay, as you can see, got my noodles in there, got that buttered pan. Put those noodles in there, added that cheese sauce, get that a good mix, get it mixed in, mix it up. And yeah, you're just gonna get that evenly coated. I topped it with the cheese I had in the house, which was, I had a taco blend. It's real random. I had a taco blend cheese, and I had a mozzarella, and I put that on top. Just put that right on top. You use what you got. That's most of the time what I'm doing, is I'm using what I have in the house, what I done picked up, because I just pick up every time I go to the store, I pick up different things, but it's always something I can use in the house. Topped it with some paprika, put that oven on 375, and I cooked it for 20 to 25 minutes. That's up to you on how you want your top. I be wanting mine a little crispy, so about 20-25 minutes. This, the cabbage, back to the cabbage. It rendered down all the way. This is all the cabbage. I told you, it wouldn't all fit at first, but after it rendered down, you can get almost any amount of cabbage and greens into a pot. So again, season, it's getting to the consistency I want. Season. This is the seasoning part. You can add or do whatever you got to do. Make sure you tasting that though. Taste this, because if it don't taste right, I said it already. If it don't taste right, you ain't gonna like it. Taste as you go. Here, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way with the chicken wing, the fried chicken that I'm making. Wingdings. I put some cornstarch, whole wheat flour, and Italian breadcrumbs in a bag, and I seasoned it with black pepper, lemon pepper seasoning, and garlic powder. And a little dash of Creole seasoning, of course. Creole Cajun, whatever. I put the egg on the wings. I had those wings marinating in those same seasonings I just said, which I will have listed. I had those sitting for like 30 to 45 minutes while I cooked everything else, so the seasonings could really get in there. And I added that egg on top because I didn't feel like doing a little dip. I wanted to just get it over with. Then I threw them things in that bag. Shake that bag. Shake it. So we can make sure they coat it, okay? And then when they coat it, they're going to look like this. Coated. That's what we want. Start dropping them things in that hot oil. Start dropping them. Let me tell you something. This was giving me old Ponderosa vibes, okay? Ponderosa wingding vibes. That's what that's giving me. Like, just wait. Here, the mac and cheese done. Like I said, the top is dependent on you. However you want your top, okay? And, I have to get in there. Like, this is by far my best mac and cheese. And that's tough saying that because they all be good. But the difference made a difference. Okay? And it was a delicioso. Muy. It was so good, y'all. It was so good. Look at that. Creamy goodness. It's too much. It went straight to the soul. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Ponderosa vibe. Stop playing. This is a little to-go plate for bae,